Rogers TV.
Thank you so much and welcome to An Hour to Give. I'm Sam Laprade. As you know, every single week we talk about philanthropy, community, and of course volunteerism. Well, today we're heading to the village of Maxville, and an organization that means a lot to me, and that is the Maxville Manor. And I'm so excited to welcome to the show Phyllis Burton-Shaw Lalonde. How are you?
Yes, very good. I'm glad to be here today.
I'm so excited you're here. You have a very important role. Tell us what you do at the Maxville Manor.
Well, currently I am the interim CEO, but I was hired on at Maxville Manor in 1988. It is run by a board of directors who envisioned an expansion into the community, and at that time I was asked to expand the community support services beyond the walls of the long-term care home. And with that, I had a team of volunteers, and I'd like to say a team of over 300 volunteers that enabled that program to flourish. And it continues today. We offer a number of outreach programs such as an adult day program, medical transportation, congregate dining. Our Meals on Wheels program is growing each month, and we are looked to as a hub in our community, and that means that whether you're a caregiver, whether you're seeking employment, whether you're looking to offer student services, they call us to see how they can support the services there.
Many people have called the Maxville Manor the heart of Maxville in many, many ways. So there are sort of three components. You've touched on one. Talk to us a little bit about the long-term care portion of the work that you do.
Okay, so the long-term care is actually under redevelopment now. We've embarked on that just earlier this spring. We employ almost 200 people from the community. The long-term care side provides a home to our community seniors and persons with disabilities. It offers support to caregivers. And as we know, our wait list is growing in Ontario, and our expansion program is going to enable an additional 38 beds. So although our wait list is huge, this is going to benefit our local hospital as well. We have a lot of seniors that are living in those beds far too long, and of course it costs our province a lot. So we're looking forward and expanding our home.
And you are very much part of the solution in terms of what's happening in that community. There is a third element.
Yes.
And tell us about that.
So as part of that envisioned by our board of directors, being that we're a not-for-profit home, we have built a number of apartments. We've provided housing for 16 independent apartments plus some rental apartments, and that too provides an option for seniors housing. And we all know that housing is scarce in the community.
And let's talk, so when people think about Maxville, they might think about the Highland Games.
Of course.
Right? So they're heading there for the Highland Games, but those that call Maxville home every single day, describe the community to me.
Okay.
What's Maxville all about?
So Maxville is a small town in North Glengarry. I believe the population these days is around 800 plus, but our community extends far beyond the village. We serve people in our long-term care home as far as anywhere in Eastern Ontario. In addition, the families provide support to their loved ones, and we are there to improve that experience.
And most people that are connected to Maxville Manor, I've had a chance to meet many of the board of directors over the years and the staff, and everybody seems to have a story about Maxville Manor.
A story.
Do you, Phyllis, have a story about your mom?
I do. I have a story about my mom.
Yeah.
My mom endured an accident about 14 years ago.
I'm sorry.
And come to live with us. And Maxville Manor became a big support for us. If you've heard the story, I take your student to work, well,
Yes.
I would bring my mom to work. And she attended the day program every Tuesday. She met new friends, enjoyed a dinner with new friends. And when we would go on vacation, she too would vacation at Maxville Manor.
Love that.
So she got to know the manor, got to know the staff, volunteers, of course, and it became home to her, at least for that month every year. So I'm very grateful to Maxville Manor.
What do you think she would think about you being the interim, the acting CEO of Maxville Manor? What do you think she would think?
I believe she would be proud, but I too am proud to be a member of Maxville Manor, and not only on staff, but to be a caregiver and associated with the benefits of Maxville Manor.
And I'll tell you, I'm at the age now where, looking at options for my mom. And I don't think until you've been through that, where you're thinking about placing a loved one in a new home, in a new setting, until you've gone through that, I don't know if you really understand what that is. So you've not only experienced that and having your mom be integrated, but you see families every single day. What's the one thing you would want families to know about Maxville Manor?
As a caregiver, we want to make sure that when we leave our loved one there, that they'll be cared for, they'll be respected, they'll enjoy the experience. And the one thing I've come to know, that the staff are like family to our residents, because oftentimes some residents don't have frequent visitors, but the volunteers are the ones that pick up that shortfall, and they visit fairly often. The programs that one can experience when you're there, of course, is a social component.
Yeah.
The activation program is very well delivered, from being just fun and games to exercising their minds and just enjoying song in our musical programs.
So what's it like when you get up in the morning and you're like, I'm heading to Maxville Manor today to do my work? What's that like for you to walk in those doors every single day?
Okay. Well, like I said, I am proud to work at Maxville Manor, but for those that have never visited, when you walk in the front door, it's like visiting a hotel. Yeah. Our town square is wide open, it's spacious, it's inviting. You will see families and their loved ones having dinner. You will see staff congregating, having lunch, lots of chatter. It is the hub of the community, so we will see people just come in and have lunch at our cafe. So it's meant to be vibrant, exciting, and it's warm and friendly.
And talk to me about the staff at Maxville Manor, because every single person I've ever talked to about Maxville Manor always speaks about the team.
Yeah. The staff look at the residents with respect. It's part of our values. They want to make sure that the experience of our seniors is delivered in a kind, one of quality, and what they need.
And you've got a wonderful board of directors, you mentioned earlier, that are really helping to guide this organization. How vital is it that you get that community support and that opportunity to hear from people that probably also have a deep connection to Maxville Manor?
So the board is made up of a number of members in our community. The skill set is very uniquely chosen. It would have experience from finance to our local service clubs. They're envisioned as to what they need today, but also what they need tomorrow. The redevelopment project that is well underway is the result of their expertise at the table. And like you say, it's the desire and the needs of their loved ones. They want the best for the people that are going to live there.
Yeah. And you touched on a little bit, but in terms of other volunteers, so we've got, obviously the staff team and you've got the residents and their families, but the volunteers are kind of that glue as well that keeps everyone together.
The volunteers I always look at as being the pulse of the community.
Oh, I love that.
They identify what is needed out there. They provide me with the scoop that's going on in the community. They're the ones who deliver the hot meals to the people at home. They're the ones who place seniors in their car and wait for them at the medical appointments. They are the pulse. They're the ones that tell me what is needed out there.
Can you imagine a community like Maxville without Maxville Manor?
I can imagine that. Before I come to work there, I always knew about Maxville Manor, but I don't think I've ever come to appreciate how much it's valued in the community. And I would say not only by the seniors that live there, but by the caregivers, by the community at large. It's a huge employment opportunity. It's
and
very important.
For families that, hopefully someday their loved ones are at Maxville Manor, what would you want them to know about the experience from the family's perspective?
The family needs to be reassured that when they leave someone there, that they are looked after. And I want to assure all families that we do that. We want to make sure that the residents are not only just cared for, but they are family. And when they're tucked in at night to bed, you'll often see the kiss on the cheek and I'll see you in the morning.
Oh, that's so beautiful. What a wonderful way to end our time together. Phyllis, thank you for sharing time with me today.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I'm so excited because the whole hour today is dedicated to Maxville Manor here on An Hour to Give. Come on back. You're going to learn more.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Welcome to Community News and Events on Rogers TV, Channel 22. I'm Ramon DeFranco. The Nepean Raiders Junior A Hockey Club is set to host several exciting home games at the Nepean Sportsplex Steve Yzerman Arena. Fans can look forward to high-energy matchups against rival teams in the Central Canada Hockey League. The November schedule includes key games against the Campbell 73s and their crosstown rivals, the Ottawa Junior Senators. These games promise thrilling action and are a great way to support local junior hockey talent. Budget-friendly tickets are available at the gate. Don't miss the chance to experience the excitement of live hockey in your community. You'll see me there. Visit NepeanRaiders.com for details. To have your community news or events listed on our website, please go to RogersTV.com, click on events, and post your event. That's it.
After a night out with your friends, there's always options for getting home safely. You could call your BFF, your mom or dad, whoever you can count on for a safe ride home. You could call your favorite cab company or 1-888 taxi guy. Or you could use the Arrive Alive smartphone app to help you choose your ride. Be it a friend, transit, or taxi, getting home safely is app easy. Now available for iOS and Android devices. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
Well, I'd like you to take a little road trip with me all the way to the beautiful community of Maxville. I'm Sam Laprade, and this is An Hour to Give. We're learning all about Maxville Manor today, and we knew we needed to talk to the one and only Allison Graham. Hi, Allison. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good. Thanks for coming in and chatting with us today, bringing Maxville to us. I love it so much, learning all about this wonderful organization. What's your role?
So my role is learning and development, as well as some HR support.
So what does that mean, learning and development?
So I get to do all of the education on the floor with the staff, as well as the onboarding of any new staff or volunteers that join us at the Manor. I get to make sure that they've got all of the compulsory components of the education that's mandated by the ministry, but also any of the other stuff that can give them the confidence and tools they need when they're out supporting our residents.
Well, that's an important job.
It is.
So take me back. What's your journey? How did we find you at Maxville today?
So my role, my journey with the Manor started at a very young age. It was actually the first place that I was employed. And I was in high school at the time, and I got a job as a student healthcare aide. And there were two people in particular that inspired me to continue the journey towards my degree in gerontology. Two people that worked at the Manor, and the way that they interacted with the older adults just really kind of set me on the path I'm on now. And I ended up doing my degree at McMaster University, and I was able to cover a maternity leave position in the activity department, so I got to see the role that the activity programmers get to play. And then my grandmother actually became a resident of Maxville Manor, and my mom worked in the office for a number of years as well. So 5 years ago, I joined the foundation to assist with kind of the fundraising aspect of the Manor. So 6 months ago, I was able to get hired at the Manor in this role as learning and development.
It's such an important role because you're really then, giving the tools to the people that are caring for these residents who you all adore, which is obviously very evident in terms of the work you're doing. What would you go back and say to a young Allison about, to think that you would be in the role that you are today? If you could go back and chat with yourself as a younger person, what would you say?
I'd probably say stay the course. I think that people who work with older adults because they feel it in their being. Like they just know that this is the population that they want to support, and that's the way it was at a very young age for me. It just felt natural. And so then to see that in the staff that I surround myself with at Maxville Manor is inspiring to continue, right? You see that they want to be there, and that they have these gifts to share with the people they're supporting. And so that's what I would tell myself: stay the course. If this is where your passion is, then stay involved and just do that.
And to sort of bookend, it's just wonderful to see that you've come back and you're sharing these gifts that you've learned as well, and having this great start at Maxville. What would you say to staff members that are maybe thinking about maybe applying for a job at Maxville someday?
No, absolutely. If this is an area, if the individuals, the older adults, are the people that you would like to support, then absolutely that's important. That if that's where your passion is, that you pursue that. We have great programs to support students who do actually end up becoming staff members. So we've got some great partnerships with some community colleges and different programs in the area, so that students can come experience what it's like to support older adults, and then if it's a successful placement or experience for them, then getting them to apply so that they can then become staff members and continue that journey. And that's what we're looking for, is the students that are very passionate about working with seniors. Yeah,
for sure. And I think what I love hearing, especially as somebody that, my mom is 84 now, and looking for those opportunities for her, is that somewhere like Maxville is not only saying, okay, you're trained one day and then do that job for the next 10 years, you're continuing to inspire them and engage them, learning, I'm assuming, new techniques or new opportunities, and keeping up with, obviously, all the policies that you would need to. But I think that environment, people tend to thrive when they have those opportunities to grow with themselves. So that's very inspiring to me as somebody that, is thinking, where will my mom go someday?
No, absolutely. And I think there is, the research proves that the more current we stay with how to interact, how to provide that person-centered care, how to approach our residents is important, and it's important to keep passing on that knowledge to mentor the proper approaches and interactions so that it flows through to the quality of care that's provided. Absolutely.
I want to pull on a little thread that you just said, because you said person-centered care. So when you think about Maxville Manor, is that what you think of, person-centered care?
100%. It's one of our values. Maxville Manor has 7 values, and it's person-centered care is actually one of our values. So ensuring that we are putting the resident at the forefront of everything we do is so important. Putting ourselves in their shoes always, thinking, is this the way I would want to be approached or spoken to? Having that ability to empathize and to walk in their shoes is so important. So providing a person-centered approach in everything we do is very important at Maxville Manor. Yeah.
And the opportunities to learn and to grow there, is this something that you collaborate? You know, are you working with others to come up with things that are also needed in the community and needed by the team?
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a team approach, and talking to the different directors in the different departments about what the needs are, what's the latest research, what should we be, focusing on. Should our focus be on gentle persuasive approaches? Should it be on dementia care? Should it be on anti-workplace violence, that sort of thing? So there's always discussions around that leadership table about what the priorities are. But then we also obviously listen to our staff and what are the tools that they need out on the floor so that they feel confident. What are the courses that they want to actually take on their own time, as well as on the time at the Manor. Again, giving them the confidence and the tools to provide, at the end of the day, quality care to our residents. That's the most important thing. Yeah.
And I don't know how else to say this, but there is something special about Maxville Manor. And I visited a lot of places, but there is something special. And we often refer to it as people like it's the X factor. You don't know what it is. But if you were to be on an elevator with somebody and trying to describe what makes Maxville Manor special, what would you say to them?
I would probably say that Maxville Manor is special because people serve with their hearts. I honestly believe that. It's the logo on T-shirts at the Manor, but I believe it. And that comes through. If people serve with their hearts, that comes through in the quality of care that's provided. And so, you will encounter people every day when you come into the Manor who live that motto, who impact. They live that motto.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And, I'm assuming you see residents, obviously, in your day-to-day sort of workings as well. Is there a story or a moment that, when you put your head on your pillow at night after a hard day, you think, this is why I do the work I do?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, every single day is like that. Just those small interactions. Again, one of our values is bringing joy, and I love that that's one of our values. It's not just the responsibility of the activity department to provide joy every day to those residents. Those moments of joy happen on every shift. Just those small, little, simple interactions can definitely be the spark that's needed in a resident's life. I think about one particular resident who I arrived one day, and she was convinced, because she lives with brain change, that it was her wedding day. And instead of dismissing or distracting, we immediately had to pack for that wedding. And she was fine with that because her bag was packed, and then we could get to our cup of tea. But that's the sort of stuff that happens every day at the Manor. People just go into their world and support them the best way that they can. Yeah.
You know what I just heard? The word dignity. And is that, I don't know if that's one of your other...
It is one of our values,
because
100%.
But I think that is, as opposed to making someone feel silly or foolish or, you know, that you're really sort of embracing that moment and saying, let's go with this.
That's right.
And then we can carry on with our day, but let's capture this moment.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, meeting them in their reality, whatever that might be, but also, just supporting them the best to your ability. Yeah.
And, you know, I know you're new in this role. You've been involved, obviously, with Maxville Manor. Your journey's awesome.
Thank you.
What's the plan? If I was to chat with you in 2 or 3 years from now, where do you sort of see your role?
Still inspiring and still being inspired. In this redeveloped, soon to be redeveloped Maxville Manor is definitely, I'm very excited. I was at Maxville Manor during the 1990s when they went through the redevelopment then, and it was an exciting time. It was a challenging time, there's no question, because it was under construction. But I'm feeling that energy and that excitement now as we embark on this next redevelopment. So I would love to still be there and still learning and growing out on the floor and providing those tools and resources that staff might need and volunteers as well. Yeah.
And for those that are thinking this might be a line of work and maybe someday I'll work at Maxville Manor, what would you say to them that are sort of maybe a bit shy to take that first step?
I would say go for it and reach out. Come and seek us out and come for a visit, come for a tour, but absolutely come and have a conversation. And if they are feeling any sort of inkling towards working with older adults, to pursue that, because there's a reason, probably a reason, a gut feeling that they should follow through on. And then come and see us.
And come and visit. Absolutely. Go see Allison.
Exactly.
I love that so much. Thank you, Allison. I appreciate that
Sam.
very much. I love learning all about Maxville Manor. I thought I knew about Maxville Manor, but I'm learning stuff today. And there's so much more to learn. Come on back on An Hour to Give.
Welcome to Community News and Events on Rogers TV, Channel 22. I'm Ramon DeFranco. Orpheus Musical Theater presents Annie from November 21st to 30th at Meridian Theaters at Centerpoint. This beloved musical based on the comic strip Little Orphan Annie follows the spirit orphan Annie as she escapes the clutches of the cruel Miss Hannigan and finds a new life with billionaire Oliver Warbucks. Directed by Brendan Finnerty, with music direction by Murray Doggett and choreography by Rachel Myra, the production promises a heartwarming experience for all ages. The musical numbers include Tomorrow and It's a Hard Knock Life. Tickets start at $25 and are available at marinecenterpoint.com. To have your Canadian news or events listed on our website, please go to rogerstv.com, click on events, and post your event. That's it.
The regulars, the guys who keep this place in business. Last week, they had something to celebrate. Jason had just finished university. So they toasted his profs, his TAs, his old roommates. Well, they toasted just about everyone. But I worry about and take care of my guys. So even when I know they're not driving, sometimes that means bringing them a little surprise. And then they had a drink to me.
Brought to you by Smart Serve Ontario and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
Think it's okay to drive high? Think again. Drug-impaired driving is as illegal as drunk driving, and in Ontario, the penalties are the same. If police suspect you're driving under the influence of drugs of any kind, or a combination of drugs and alcohol, and you fail a roadside test, your license will be suspended immediately for up to 30 days. You'll pay a penalty of $198. And you can be charged with a criminal offense of impaired driving, the same as alcohol. Driving high is never okay.
Well, we're learning today all about the heart of the community in Maxville, and of course, that's Maxville Manor. I'm Sam Laprade, and this is An Hour to Give. Linda Morrow joins us now. She's going to share her journey with Maxville Manor. Hi, Linda. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. You've got so many ways that I could chat with you about Maxville Manor because you've got obviously a big, long history. Give us a synopsis of your time with Maxville Manor.
Well, my start actually was with the hospital in Alexandria. And when I retired in 2017,
Yes.
I decided I needed to spend some time in my own community. And the chair at that time asked me if I'd be interested in joining the foundation board. So I started on the board in 2020, and then last year or 2 years ago became the vice chair, and have just taken on the role of chair recently.
So you've got the big chair now for the chair. I love that. That's really an important role for the foundation. And for those that may not be familiar of what you would be raising money for, give us a sense of what's important in terms of funding.
So right now we're raising money for a redevelopment program, and it's a lot of money. So we were tasked to raise $11 million as a foundation, and so it's been exciting, and we're raising the funds for that project, and there'll still be many things to raise money for when we're done that.
Right.
Things that they'll continue to need, equipment, programs, etc. Yeah.
And I think what's really important too, when a redevelopment project like that is going on, a capital campaign, you also have to keep other fundraising initiatives going, which is really important as well. So it's an important role that you and the board play.
Yes. Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about your board members. Who's helping you on the board?
So we have 6 board members, along with Carrie, who is the campaign manager and really runs the show, does all the behind work.
We're going to chat with her soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the vice chair is Chantal Lajoie, and she's her background is in finance, so she brings a lot of help to us. And Bill Shields, who was the former chair, has stayed on as a director. Gord White, he's been with us quite a while as well. And then we have a couple new members, Norma McDonald and Madeline McDonnell.
And when a foundation board gets together like that, you're looking in the community for those that not only have a connection to Maxville Manor, but want to ensure that the community has got what they need. So that must be a big role for you as well.
Yes, the foundation has only been in existence for, I'm going to say, less than 10 years. So it started out where it wasn't as focused as it is right now, having a campaign. So we're working on, what are the needs of our directors, and so we've attracted people with different backgrounds that can be helpful and that have a tie to the Maxville Manor. Yeah.
And so I understand a family member of yours was very happy to spend time at Maxville Manor too.
Yes, my mother-in-law went to the Maxville Manor. She wasn't there that long, a couple of years, but she was very happy there, happy to be with people. She was nervous at home alone. Her husband had recently passed away, and she had needs, and she had multiple health problems. So she had received really good care, and she was very happy.
And for you and your husband, knowing that she was going to be at Maxville Manor, did you sleep a little bit better at night?
Absolutely, and we would never choose anywhere different. We live 2 kilometers down the road from the manor.
I love it, yeah.
So we're very familiar with it, although I haven't been as engaged in my earlier years as I am now. So it's time for my time to be spent there. Yeah.
And years ago, when I was brought out and toured around Maxville and Maxville Manor and toured around the little community, I was just amazed because, of course, many of us, I've alluded to it already, head out there for the Highland Games.
Yes.
But we forget that the whole community lives there 365 days of the year, not just that one weekend.
That's right.
And it's a very generous community. It inspires me so much. How does it inspire you every day?
I just can't get over how much money we've raised. I cannot get over the generosity of the people in the community and the surrounding area, Not only them, but our municipalities, their support. We've just had support from everywhere. And when they gave us the initial goal for this campaign of $5 million, we thought, wow. Then when we realized, the project entails more than what we initially thought, and we have to make up $11 million, and that's a big number for a small community. Even if you include all of the surrounding villages, it's still a big number, and we've done incredibly well thanks to the generosity of all these people. Yeah.
And what would you say to the donors? Because I think many of them, donors certainly that I've worked with over the years, the joy is in the giving.
Yes.
And is that the case here?
I do believe so. And a lot of the ones that have given it's not for recognition. They don't want that recognition. They're just happy to be able to, contribute to something that they feel is important and provides the community with a real big hub.
And it really is that pride of the community, the heart of the community. Literally, I mean, we physically, when you drive into Maxville, you see Maxville Manor and right there for everyone to see. And
That's
it's so beautiful. The location is stunning. Have you allowed yourself to dream about when the new redevelopment is complete and maybe there's that special ribbon cutting? Have you allowed yourself to go there yet?
Just starting to do that. I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's time. You know, it's 55 years since the manor opened, or 1986. There has been one major redevelopment in the 90s, but it's going to be bigger and it's going to be different. And I think it's going to be, you know, new technology, which is needed, and yeah, it's gonna be great. And you know, I might need that manor.
Yeah, I'll visit you, Linda. I promise. I'll visit you. I think that's but I do think that's a really important point because, like I mentioned earlier, my mom is about 30 years older than me, and so we're in that process right now. But I think many of us in this age, I'm 54, and thinking about where will I go someday.
Yeah.
I think there is a sense of responsibility to raise the money, to participate, to be inspired by the campaign, give a meaningful gift, because you never know if you will be there someday.
That and the fact that they reach so much of the community with the other programming, you know.
Right.
The amount of meals that they serve to people that are not actual residents, but it's also comforting because you start out, maybe you're doing Meals on Wheels, and then maybe, you know, you go to the Day Away program and you get to know people. So then when it's their time to come into the manor, they feel like they already know the manor, and it's very unique. You don't see this I haven't seen it in my health care history, to see a hub like that in one community that works so well. I think it should be a model of care, personally.
For sure. And, you know, somebody might be living in the Ottawa area now, but grew up in Maxville, and they might be watching us right now and think, oh my heavens, my dad's in Maxville and I haven't given to this campaign yet. What would you say to them?
We need your help.
Yeah.
Every dollar counts.
For sure.
As little as you can give or as much as you can give. Yeah.
And there's so many different ways to give. I mean, obviously, people give that annual gift. They'll give one time a year and say, this is my gift for Maxville Manor. Many people also do monthly donations, which is a great way to give as well.
Yeah, we have pledging as well. They just need to go to the maxvillemanor.ca page, and there's a place to donate if they wish to do so. We also think about legacy giving and securities. We are taking securities as well, which works really nicely. And, you know, we're coming up to December, so our year end, and we'll be trying to encourage people for tax receipts purposes. They may want to give a little bit more. And, you know, think about it. If they've given once, can they give twice, you know?
Right.
So
You're a great chair for a foundation. You're doing a great job. And I think it's important, too, to say the security piece, because a lot of people, if they have too many capital gains, but if they give the securities to Maxville Manor, you obviously use those funds. They have a tax benefit. It doesn't mean they're not giving for their heart.
No, exactly. It's just a nice way to help both at the same time, you know?
It really is inspiring. I'm so glad you brought up legacy giving, because I think legacy giving is another opportunity to, you know, if Maxville Manor really meant something to you, this is an opportunity for you to leave a gift in your will, allowing your values and the love of Maxville to live on long after you're gone. And that kind of gift is really, truly, and we say legacy giving, it is your legacy.
It is. And there are there's several people that have given legacy gifts. I couldn't tell you how many, because I don't know, but I do know from in the last year we've had you know, some legacy gifts that were very, very nice to receive.
And those can be transformational for an organization, right?
They
Something
can.
that maybe you wouldn't have been able to do, or, you know, that kind of thing, and making sure that generations to come are served very well.
That's
and
right.
with heart, with
That's
that
right.
great team. What would you say to the wonderful staff team at Maxville Manor?
Oh, they do a great job. You know, you can see the love. You can see they care about their residents. And my sister-in-law's mother was there for a while also, and I could just see the PSWs loved her. They even came to her wake, you know, her funeral. So they do care, and that's the difference, I think.
Because I've asked this question of a couple of the other people that joined us today, but what makes Maxville Manor so special?
I think the home-like feeling when you go in there, you know, the fact that their food, it doesn't feel like institutional food, you know. And for me, that's a big one, I guess. Just the amount of activities they have going on, and it's all in the center. So you come in as a guest, and it doesn't matter what time of day, you're going to see something happening at Maxville Manor.
I get a feeling you go in as a guest and you leave as family.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it.
Is that a good summary?
Yeah.
Just from everything I've heard and my visit, of course, and visiting with all of you out at Maxville, it's been such an honor to spend time with all of you and see the excitement of the campaign over time. It's been really exciting. I can't wait. I'm going to stand in the back for that ribbon cutting because I want to be there for it too. It's been so fun to see how the community has come together and the donors. It's really been a true community effort.
It really has been, and it's taken, you know, all kinds of groups to help us, and I'm sure Carrie will elaborate a bit more on that, but foundations are important, and we're there to, you know, our mission is to support Maxville Manor and all of their initiatives and programs and their vision. Yeah.
And you're just such a proud chair of the Maxville Manor Foundation. You've done a beautiful job today. Thank you so much for spending time with us and really inspiring us to reach out to Maxville Manor with a gift.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Wonderful to have Linda with us today. Well, we've been chatting about Carrie, and we're not going to wait 1 minute more. She's going to join us right here on An Hour to Give.
My name is Cara, and I'm here with my friends Shane and Monique, and we're getting ready for season 2 of the Fitness Passion on Rogers TV. Join us right here.
You're invited to join us for the next hour to give to learn all about Maxville Manor. You're going to be surprised about what's happening in the community and the big redevelopment. To learn more, tune in.
Welcome to Community News and Events on Rogers TV Channel 22. I'm Josh Rackless, but if you squint your eyes in my Rogers shirt, I could be Santa, telling you that the Ottawa Gatineau Christmas Market returns to Sandy Hill. Ho, 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 offering a festive shopping experience near the Rideau Centre. What can be more Christmassy than a Rideau Centre? It's happening on November 15th and 16th, as well as the following weekend of November 22nd and 23rd. This multicultural marketplace features a diverse array of vendors, including artisans, food vendors, and publishers. You'll find unique gifts, crafts, and treats. Visitors can enjoy the vibrant atmosphere while supporting local businesses. Whether you're seeking handcrafted goods or festive delights, the Ottawa Gatineau Christmas Market is a must-visit destination. Visit ottawachristmasmarket.com for details. Ho, ho, ho! To have your community news or events listed on our website, please go to rogerstv.com, click on events, and post your event. That's it. Ho, ho, ho.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Well, if you were wondering who the hardest person that is working in Maxville, it is my friend, Carrie Albright. She is, of course, wonderful for the foundation at the Maxville Manor, and she is joining me right now. We've been talking about you the whole time, Carrie, because you are the glue in so many ways that has done such a wonderful job helping to raise money for the Maxville Manor redevelopment. How excited are you?
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
It's really exciting. I mean, I appreciate the shout out and you calling me the glue, but it's really a whole team of people at the Manor and a whole team of people working on our fundraising efforts. And I am just really proud to be part of it.
So take me back. We know that the original goal was $5 million, and then it got increased to, it's 11, right?
I think it went 5, 8, 11.
Okay, 5, 8, 11. I know we talked at some point in the middle of all that. So $11 million. When you sort of sat down by yourself and thought, how are we in this community going to raise $11 million? What was your first thought about the community of Maxville and the surrounding area?
Well, I am not new to Maxville. I grew up playing soccer in Glengarry, so that was, I had lots of friends that lived there, so that was my connection to Maxville at the time. But when I took the job and I started to learn more about Maxville, that's when I kind of started to think about, different ways that we were going to raise the money, and the biggest thought was we need to include everyone. Maxville is a town of less than 1,000 people, so we knew we were going to need all hands on deck. We reached out to some leaders in our community. The mayor of North Glengarry got on board. Some of our friends next door over at McEwen Ag and Petroleum got on board. We brought in some of the people that we thought would be the best people to have on our team to help engage the full community. So I think that was the strategy, is to raise $11 million, we need all hands on deck.
Yeah. And you have done that. I mean, it's so inspiring. As I mentioned a couple times, I've gone out and visited you, and just, I always leave so inspired about how this community has come together for Maxville Manor, because, and you've said, all people on deck. You've got groups that have come together, and you can certainly give a shout out to a few of the groups that have come out together. You've got farmers that are working hard. You've got families that have given. You've got individuals that have given, corporations that have given. When you look at all of the different people, truly you couldn't have done it without, even if you were missing one group, it wouldn't be where you are today.
No, I think when we started planning for the campaign, we created a few different committees, and those committees have been the highlight to our fundraising. So, we had a business committee, and we've seen the businesses come in hard. We had an agriculture committee, and being in a rural town, they have stepped up huge, whether it be in Maxville, Riceville, Vankleekill, St. Isidore, all of the surrounding rural communities, they have all come in huge. We had a municipal committee. Many of the municipalities have come on board to support the project. Grants, events that brought out the whole community, and not once, but time and time and time again. And I'm sure I'm forgetting some of them, but just everybody has gotten involved and helped us share the word.
And some of the events have been really fun. Right? It's not just even about, obviously the fundraising piece is important, but it's also been a community connector.
Yeah. I think one of the first ones that comes to mind is, it was about last year at this time, the Kenyan Agricultural Society stepped up to present the idea of hosting a match. So they were willing to match community donations up to $500,000. And that gave us the opportunity to raise $1 million, which they did. So that was amazing. So the Kenyan Ag is made up of the Highland Games, which Maxville is famous for, and the Maxville Fair. So that was a huge one. I mean, we've had many since. We've had a roast event. We've had a car rally. The list could go on and on. Recently, we had a couple of ladies who celebrated their 80th birthdays together, and they knew their friends were generous and they were going to bring gifts regardless. So they asked them to direct them to our project. And so whether it's a $1 million match or a $500 gift, wherever it falls, they're all making a difference.
It's incredible.
It is incredible.
And you keep saying the word match, and I know that there's a new match.
Yes.
Talk to me about it.
Yeah. So we just shared it this week, so it's new and exciting news for the giving season. We're entering the holidays, and we have some really community-minded people and businesses who have stepped up once again to offer that same $500,000 community match. So, we're in the home stretch of our campaign. We've raised $10.2 million so far. And, if we can make this happen with the help of the community, I say one last time, but as Linda alluded to, there's always more fundraising to do. But our heart is set on this $11 million target, and I really believe we can get there. And it wouldn't be possible without things like this match and the community coming together. Once again. Yeah,
and it's so exciting because I think about all the creative ways you've raised money, and I think about Catch the Ace. And I remember hearing from Doug and Cindy Anthony from the Kittens Club of Russell that you were going to be part of Catch the Ace. Yeah. And where Catch the Ace is right now is mind-blowing to me. Yeah. For anyone that's kind of been involved in Catch the Ace, they're down from 52 envelopes down to 2 envelopes.
2 envelopes.
About to give away $2.2 million if it goes this week. Yeah. And then potentially maybe one more week, which would be an absolute miracle. But how is Maxville Manor involved in Catch the Ace?
Yeah, well, I mean, Catch the Ace was something that we applied for a while back. It's been going on for 50 weeks. Yeah. So, Doug and Cindy are fantastic. Oh. They have just driven this lottery home. They've made millions of dollars for all kinds of local charities, and we are lucky to be one of them. So if you're buying your ticket, we're charity number 16.
Love it.
We've again gone out to our community to ask them to support this. We have several businesses in Castleman, Maxville, Alexandria, and Russell selling tickets on our behalf. So a portion of each ticket comes back to the Maxville Manor and will contribute to the new building.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah, so we're very excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, but I host the gala every year.
Okay.
Where we give away the money.
Okay.
So I'm very excited to be a part of that.
I didn't know that.
I should have surprised you.
Oh,
but anyway.
That's exciting.
If there's one group of people that I love in this world, it's farmers. Talk to me about what the farmers have done.
Well, Jack and Linda Fraser are 2 people who sit on our fundraising steering committee, and they, have been to every meeting. They've shared their thoughts. They've laid their heart out. Working with a couple of others, Eric Metcalf is another one. They started a little Farmers Who Care campaign. So last year when we were doing the match, they thought, oh, this will get the farmers involved and going. And, they dropped off notes in people's mailboxes. And it was an interesting time because the strike was on. So sending mail was made difficult. So they went out and they hand delivered, and we saw the farmers come in huge for that match. So it was very motivating. And then we kind of chose to build on that, and we started Maxville Manor Friends Who Care, and. The idea behind that is that knowing we couldn't raise $11 million alone, we invited different groups and individuals and people to host a dinner at their home and make a donation, host the car rally or a curling bonspiel. And our thought was that we would reach out and we would get about $1,000, from every different fundraiser that was happening. But some of them came through, over $50,000, over, the amounts were crazy. So they ranged anywhere from, $100 to, I think the most recent one was about $75,000.
Wow.
So, yeah, and again, some of those are matched by business in the community. Some of them are matched by, the Masons Foundation. We've seen huge support come in from the Lions clubs, the Legions, the Rotary clubs. It's hard to start to name everyone because, the fundraising that we have done so far has been such a community effort from, clubs, individuals, farmers, from boards, committees, and staff, and from residents and their families. We had one resident send a letter. She had been a longtime resident of the manor, and she sent a letter to her family saying, the manor's fundraising. They've been good to me. Please be good to them. And we got, over $12,000 in just that one letter from a family member. So the stories are, I could go on forever.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And I would love you to do that because I'm always inspired whenever I hear you talk. If somebody's listening, watching right now, and they think, I need to be at the table, I'm the missing piece. Carrie, what are we asking them to do today?
Well, for sure, contact us. All of our information is at maxvillemanor.ca. And we do need your help. we are so close. But I know that the home stretch can feel long. Whatever you give today will be matched up to $500,000 through to the end of this year. So if you're thinking about giving, the time is now. We need your help. And it really is an important cause. And it's something that we often don't think about until we need it. For our neighbors, our families, or maybe it's us. You know, maybe it's you that's going to be thinking about long-term care. So, I just encourage you to think about it now. Don't wait.
You have been tireless. Like, I have seen you. It actually makes me emotional. You really have been.
Oh.
So, what inspires you? What keeps you going?
I think the goal, walking into the manor each day, and as some of the others had alluded to, there's always a lot going on at Maxville Manor, and you see the staff working hard, and you see volunteers making a difference, and you see the families visiting. I don't spend as much time on the floor interacting with residents. I'm always having discussions with them and chatting with them on my way by, but I spend a lot more time, raising these dollars and interacting in the community. And I feel like that's my part. They play their part by delivering great care, and I want to play my part in making sure that the redevelopment happens. And it's exciting because construction's underway. So, yeah.
It is so exciting.
It is exciting.
And I can't wait for the day you call me and say, Sam, we did it. We did it.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're just,
I know.
Do you
we can
feel
taste it. We can taste it. It's coming. And I just, we talk about the manor feeling like home. I like to talk about the manor, as a family when we talk about, the residents and their families, when we talk about the staff and the volunteers, the community, the committees, just, everybody who is playing a part. I feel like the supporters, the people who have given to the manor, they are all part of what I kind of like to think about as the Maxville Manor family. And I mean, Maxville's a small community, but I feel like it's small but mighty. Yeah, for sure.
The ever humble and hardworking Carrie Albright, I am so proud of you.
Well, I'm proud to be part of the Maxville Manor team and so glad that you had us here today.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Thank you.
So I really hope that people visit. Give us the website again.
So maxvillemanor.ca.
Maxvillemanor.ca.
Yeah.
We're all going to head there.
That's it.
And I'm hoping that when people head out there for the Highland Games, that they maybe think about Maxville just a little bit different.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate
My pleasure.
it. Thank you to all of my incredible guests today. 4 amazing women talking about Maxville Manor. And I hope we've inspired you today to learn more about Maxville Manor and give them a gift this season. I'm Sam Laprade. Thanks for watching An Hour to Give.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
Welcome to Ottawa in the Know. I'm Julie Finley. I'm happy to be here to show you everything from bike trails to kitchen tales and all the things in between that make Ottawa so great.
Everybody knows not to drink and drive, but some people still think it's okay to take drugs and drive. Police have the authority, the ability, and the tools to determine if drivers are impaired by legal or illegal drugs. And because drug-impaired drivers can pose just as great a risk as drunk drivers, they face the same penalties, like the loss of their driver's license, a criminal record, fines, and more.